All right, guys, set your BPM to 127. Nope. Do a 4 on the floor. Yup. Anyway, this is the drums for Jumpsuit. I chose Zildjian Alloy. Drum Workshop collectors plus woofer, whatever that means. The hi-hat, 15-inch Zildjian. I never heard a hi-hat sound like this. It's like, why does it sound like that? I'm pretty sure this is the real hi-hat they used. The snare could be also the same one, but probably not. Okay, the secret is on the acoustic side, there's no snare. And I did this to make room for this sample. Got some stupid automation. This is literally just that. But I just used the snare because the kick is on its own track. The kick is also dubbed, you could say, with this ugly clicky kick and then a very boom. And that creates the sound of... Oh yeah, and the snare kind of has like this filler sample I put to make it sound longer. Without it, you know, you get it. This is a bell I pitched up. Or down? I'm sure you can figure out the basic pattern, but here's the fill. For the verse, we have a occasional ear candy snare. It's very triplet-y, and it's saturated and a lot of feedback. Also put some reverb on it. I don't think it's 100%, but that's just what my FL does sometimes. Yeah, it sounds like this. It's like an 808 type sounding snare. And this is also 808s. And that same snare right here, render that and then reverse it, and then you get this. So all that ear candy work plus the acoustic drums. Tom is like hard pan to the right ear, by the way. Right tom. Some of the room still survives on the left ear, but higher tom is in the left ear. And these are just a bunch of cashmere risers plus one loner. They have a certain like resonance kind of shape to give it that type of sound I was going after. Okay, voice. This is Vital. Vital's a free synth. Here you go. Okay, synth Synth dry just sounds like this out of idle. Love it. EQ'd it, saturate it, full reverb mix, and then a little bit more for longer reverb with a lower mix. EQ, this is like corrective EQ. This is to automate the whole thing like afterwards, so I don't have to automate the mixer. And this is some more like specific mixing type EQ. And yeah, it goes from, you know, this to that, 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 that. Yeah, this EQ, that really changes it. This is what I did. Stuff. Next synth would be the fun. I mean, it's not really much afterwards, the synth. Just a big high cut and maybe some saturation, some panning. But the synth, sound design wise, it's distorted in here to get that square wave tone. The hard clip does that. And there's this pitch bend effect like the drone. There's also this helicopter sounding synth. It's just noise, literally. Boom. Ugly. Saturated, more ugly. Why am I putting so much even more saturation? More saturation. Okay, darken the sound. That is literally doing nothing. Slight panning makes you dizzy. Then chorus. And that's without that reverb. That reverb's pretty important actually. And that's all the chorus in, so you just. This is a isolation, by the way. This is actually in the song. Part of it. I did do a layer on it when I made this isolation, so it's kind of not. I put some Nexus percussive loop in there. The verse synth. This is the noisy synth. There's some noise in here making it sound like this. Without it, some weird chorus. Reverb. Pan that to the right ear a little bit. And this one's the fluttery sound. I don't even know. I just hope for the best when creating this stuff. It's not this high originally. Yeah, it sounded like. I thought it had this very low kind of layer in there, but I just pitched it up after when I found that it wasn't really there. It kind of gives like a texture, but it's not that important, is it? Wow. The siren. It's literally like a bunch of saw waves, and then a glide knob is turned up, so over time it'll go. And there's an echo on it, creating that effect where it sounds detuned. It also is kind of like not even tuning at all, so it just sounds like a siren because they're very detuned sounding somehow. To get it to sound more like a siren, you have to drown it in reverb because these things, you don't hear them up close. You hear them from far away. So that's why it's got really short reverb, but it's, you don't make the reverb that long to create a very drowned effect. You just want it to sound very far away. It's because of this reverb, by the way. Sorry. Without it, it's kind of, huh? So reverb plus saw plus detune equals siren, I guess. I automated the glide time to be slower on the back to the F sharp, by the way, but I mean faster. Slight filter. And I don't really want that. So it's like a square wave. Mix it in with the saw. It's not either, it's both. On the effect side, there's chorus. Some short reverb. EQ. That just fixes the tone for the mix is usually what I do that for. I don't know, it's not really right at all, but guitar. The reason why it sounds like that is because there's a wah pedal and it's being automated to go wow. Without it. And then at the build up, those same synths play, but then we also have this new layer. And this pad sample comes in. I sampled this from like a filter. Oh, let's not hear that yet. And then after that build up, we got a guitar pluck thing. Yeah, I just took a guitar, Sunburst, muted, and it sounds like this. Put it through an amp, which it has this crazy spring verb on it. And then EQ, what the heck? Make it darker, I guess, whatever. And this makes it more of like very pluck. And it sounds ugly now, but I fixed that by adding more reverb. 100% the way they did it. This is the interesting lead that plays throughout the background of all the bridge. Take a listen. Okay, in Vital, what?
Oh, yeah, FL moment.
Okay, in Vital, I used a brown noise oscillator. Chorus. Delay. Quarter note delay. A lot of it. Reverb. Distortion. EQ. Filter it out. And yeah, that's it for the Vital side. Then after that, lots of reverb added in. And then an EQ. 14 dB output. Then halfway through the bridge, you get this synth added. Bro. That playing a lower octave. There's also a higher one, but it just makes it sound more full, I guess. Without it. With. Yeah, here's the bass, guys. That's a layer. That's the main one you hear probably. And I also have some filler bass to add. This is some moto bass stuff. Yeah, all those three play together. Then an 808 comes in. It goes like. So I put some saturation. It sounds like this, by the way. Yeah. Saturate it. EQ out the ugly highs. And then I add some micro shift for some reason. I think because Jumpsuit has that type of sound. But I wouldn't usually put micro shift on a bassy instrument. For the short build up before the next chorus, the bass does this, I think. Here's the second verse. Okay. And between those basses, there's 808 playing. That. Okay, it does this. The breakdown. Okay, there's a piano in the bridge. Here's the notes. This is kind of like actually accurate, I think. In the bridge, you get this fun Reese bass type sound. This is a preset, honestly. I did edit it a little bit, but EQ, saturation, more EQ, and then chorus. That's what got me that tone. I think that was everything. Okay, quickly, there is a synth bass. I forgot. Oh my god. Okay, kind of a square wave sound on the third oscillator. First one's a saw wave, 14 voices, a little tighter detune than you would expect. Distorted, but it's not really doing much in vital. And then on FL effects, we got an EQ, saturation, Imager. Distortion from destructor. That's what gives it that sound. Then it's filtered out. This is just automation. A little bit more tone correcting. And then a slight kind of pumping effect. And the filter opens up at the end of the song. So like that. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.